This is Soul Signal, where the soul comes to rest. My name is Patrice. In a moment, a story will begin. You don't need to do anything with it. You don't need to remember it, or carry it, or learn from it. Only let it move through you, the way water moves through open hands. You held things for a long time, for a lot of people. You were good at it. You are still good at it. And somewhere in there, you started believing that if you kept showing up, they would too. Not a deal you made, just something you believed. And now it is your turn to be supported, to be cared for somebody to have your back. Now, it would be nice if somebody showed up for you the way you showed up for them. Nothing big, just somebody showing up. And the phone is quiet. That is what tonight is, not just exhaustion, the silence of someone who has been showing up for years, lying in the dark, waiting, and hearing nothing. You have a guess about what that silence means. You have had it for a while. You have not let yourself look at it directly yet. Tonight there is a lighthouse above dark water. At the top of it, a room full of records, and you are going to go up there and look for your name. But first, find where your body is, the weight of it against what is beneath you. The bed took that weight the moment you lay down. It did not ask what you did today. It did not check whether you earned it. It is holding you now, and it will hold you all night, and it does not need anything back. Your shoulders, they are probably high, somewhere near your ears. They have been there all day, maybe longer. Leave them alone. They come down on their own, usually, around the time the breathing slows. So breathe in through your nose, slow, and let it out, longer than it came in. Again, in, unhurried, out, longer than in. Your thoughts will keep arriving for a while. That is what thoughts do at this hour. They are boats coming into a harbor at night. You are not the harbor master. You do not have to log each one or check its cargo or decide where it ties up. Boats come in. Boats sit at anchor. None of them needs anything from you before morning. Your jaw, while you are here, there is usually some holding in it at this hour. The teeth can sit apart behind closed lips. The tongue can lie flat and heavy. And your eyes, closed now or closing. The small muscles around them have been focusing on things all day. Screens, faces, the road. There is nothing left tonight that needs focusing on. A lighthouse does not ask to be looked at closely. It asks to be somewhere out there, turning while you sink. One more breath, in and out, long, like the tide going back. Now, the lighthouse. The path up the cliff is cut into the rock. Stone steps worn smooth at the center. Your foot finds the hollow without trying. Many feet have climbed here. The stone holds the mark. Salt in the air. The sea below you, dark and wide. Above you, the lighthouse. At the top, behind glass, a light is turning, amber, out over the water and gone and back. It was turning before you arrived. You are going up to the room where the records are kept. You are going to look for your name. The door at the base is heavy wood, dark from weather, iron fitted. The handle is worn smooth from years of hands. It opens for you the way it has opened for everyone. Inside, the smell of lamp oil and old paper and cold stone. A small lantern burns low on the wall. On the step above it sits a tin cup dented at the rim. Someone left it there, and someone keeps leaving it there because the dent is old and the cup is clean. You climb. The stairs turn and turn inside the tower. Every few turns, a narrow window in the stone, and the same dark sea a little farther below you each time. The air grows warmer as you climb. Cold stone gives way to lamp oil and warm brass. The sound of the sea falls away below you, and a different sound takes its place from above, a low, steady turning. Machinery somewhere up there, doing slow work it has done for a long time. It is a good sound. It does not change. You find somewhere in the climbing that your steps have slowed to match it. Your hand is on the rail, smoothest in the middle, where all the other hands held it. The wood kept the shape. At the top, a door with warm light underneath it. You push through. The lantern room is glass and warmth. The great lamp at the center is enormous up close. The flame steady inside its housing, and the beam swings out through the windows, crosses the dark water, disappears, and comes back. The whole room hums quietly with the turning. The hum is in the floor. You can feel it through your feet, very faint, like a slow pulse. A woman is here, older, weathered, a cloth in one hand, wiping the curved glass in slow circles. She is the keeper now. She hears you come in, turns her head once, looks at you without alarm, and goes back to the glass. Whatever you are here for, it does not worry her. People have come up here before. By the east window there is a shelf, and on the shelf the logbook, thick, the cover worn soft at the corners. It lies open to tonight's entry, the date, the weather, the beam. That is what the record keeps. Date, weather, beam confirmed. This is what you came for. You step closer and begin turning back through the pages, looking for the people who kept this light, looking underneath that for something with your name on it. You would not say that out loud, but that is what your hands are doing. The same handwriting holds for years of pages, then a different hand, then another. The paper grows thicker as you go back, rougher, the ink browner. One keeper pressed hard. You can feel the letters through the back of the page. One wrote so faint you have to tilt the book toward the lamp. One page corner is dark with old lamp oil, where a thumb turned it night after night. Storm entries here and there, hurried, water spotted. Gale through the night, glass held, beam held. Then the calm dates again, hand after hand after hand. And on every page, in every hand, the same three things: date, weather, beam confirmed. No names, not one anywhere. The work is recorded everywhere. The people who did it are recorded nowhere. You go back as far as the book goes. The first page, the oldest entry, the ink gone pale brown, the letters formed an older way. You expect a beginning. Someone who built this place, lit the lamp for the first time, wrote the first line of the record. That is not what it says. The oldest entry says a new keeper arrived, and the light was already burning. The record does not begin with a beginning. It begins in the middle of a watch that was already going. Whoever lit this lamp the first time is further back than the paper reaches. You set the book down gently on the shelf. They all climbed these stairs. They all held this rail. They kept the light and wrote the weather, and not one of them is named anywhere in the thing they kept. Below, at the edge of the water, something pale is standing in the dark. A gray heron, still as the rocks around it, facing the open sea. It is not watching the lighthouse. It is watching where the light goes after it leaves. It does not move. It has stood there many nights. You can tell. The beam swings out over it and is gone and comes back. The you are at the top of a lighthouse, reading the keeper's logbook. Page after page of dates and weather, and then the writing changes. This page was not written for the record. The handwriting is smaller, faster, private. A woman kept this light years ago. These are her own notes, folded in among the official pages where the entries end. She writes about a man, the harbor master. His job was to confirm the light was burning once a month from the harbor across the water. He had started coming every week. He says it is about the supplies. This place knows me. I think I have made myself necessary to it. She believed that if she was needed enough, she would never be left. You hold the book open. The lamp turns behind you. You do not turn the page yet. When you do, there is more of her, months of her. She knew this light the way you know a face, what the fog does to the beam and what the beam does to the fog, the sound the machinery makes when the oil runs low and the different sound it makes when it is full, which windows catch the salt spray after a northeast wind and which stay clear. She wrote it all down in the private pages, the knowledge of 4 years, in between notes about the man who kept coming back. One winter, a storm ran 3 nights. She stayed up through all of them, feeding the lamp, wiping the glass, and on the 3rd morning she wrote, "Still burning, so am I." There is a summer night when the water went so still that the beam laid a second light on the surface, and she stood at the window watching 2 lights instead of 1, and wrote that she wished someone else had seen it. She repainted the door at the base of the tower one autumn. No one asked her to. She planted the garden at the east wall in her 2nd spring, carried the soil up the cliff path herself, bucket by bucket. She wrote down what she planted. Lavender, mostly. "Lavender holds in salt air," she wrote. "It keeps." And in between all of it, him, the visits, the weather talk that was not about weather. By spring, she was sure of him. You can see it in the handwriting itself. It loosens, it hurries. She starts writing the word "we." And then, in the middle of a page, in the middle of a sentence, her writing stops. The sentence says, "When he comes on Thursday, I am going to." That is all. Nothing after it. The rest of the page is empty. You turn the page, expecting the end of the thought. Instead, there is a date, the very next date, and under it, in a new hand, neat and small and careful, weather conditions, beam confirmed. The official record again, a different person, a new keeper, starting work, picking up the very next day as if nothing had happened. No note about the woman before, no mention that anyone had been here at all. Just the work continued by a different hand. She is gone, and the record did not flinch. It kept the light, not the keeper. It always has. Your shoulders, by the way, check them gently. They may have started to come down. The room is warm and the hum is steady, and nothing in here needs anything from you. On the wall beside the shelf hangs a chart, old, yellowed, pinned flat at its corners, a map of this coastline, and on it, copied over the years in several careful hands, a condensed record from the harbor logs across the water. Confirmations, every few weeks, going back decades, beam sighted, beam strong, light confirmed burning. You find the month her writing stopped. 3 days after her unfinished sentence, the harbor confirmed the beam. The same words as always. Beam confirmed. Visibility strong. Nothing else. No note that anything had changed. No note that anyone had changed. You read backward through the harbor entries, the same notation, again and again, from before she ever wrote about him until long after she was gone. His job was the light. His record shows the light. His record is the same the week she vanished as it was every week before. He was never watching her. He was watching the light. She was right that he kept coming back. She was wrong about why. You stand there with your hand flat on the open book. Across the room, The keeper works her cloth over the glass in the same slow circles, unbothered, as if people stand at that shelf and go quiet like this all the time. Maybe they do. Maybe that is one of the things this room is for. You think about your phone, dark on the nightstand at home. You think about your guess, the one you have not looked at directly. Her unfinished sentence is the closest thing to it you have ever seen written down. And here is what you notice, standing there. You are still on your feet. The room is still warm. The lamp is still turning. The hardest true thing in this tower has been lying in these pages for years, and the night is going on anyway, gently, the way nights do. The beam goes out over the water and is gone and comes back. You are still at the shelf in the warm room at the top of the lighthouse. The keeper wipes the glass in slow circles. The lamp turns. You are about to close the logbook and let the whole thing rest. That is when you see it. At the back of the shelf, behind where the logbook sits, deep in the shadow against the wall, a small tin, the kind made for tobacco or salve, for small necessary things that need keeping dry. The metal is rough under your fingers where the finish has worn away. It was pushed back there carefully, square to the wall, not lost, placed. You bring it out into the light. It is light in your hand. Whatever is in it is small. The lid carries a faint pattern, worn nearly away. The kind of tin that was bought with something else in it long ago and kept because tins like this get kept. The lid is tight with age. It gives slowly and comes off. On top, a key, iron, small, the kind that opens a cupboard or a garden gate. Under the key, a square of folded cloth, and inside the cloth, a dried sprig of lavender. Gray-brown now, the color long gone, the small flowers still whole on their stem. The smell of it is almost gone and not gone. You can take one slow breath here and find it, right at the far edge of the breath. And under the lavender, folded small, a note. The same handwriting as the private pages, the loose, sure handwriting from that spring. It says, "For the next keeper." The key is for the garden at the east wall. Water it until I am back. I will be back. That is all of it. A key, lavender. I will be back. She packed it before a Thursday, in her 4th spring, sure of where she was going and sure she was coming back. She folded the cloth in quarters, the way you fold something when your hands are happy. She chose a sprig from her own garden to keep the tin company. She thought she was leaving a small kindness for a stranger and an errand for a few weeks. The garden at the east wall is still there. You can see it from this window, far below. You passed it on the way in without knowing what it was. A small walled square in the dark, low plants gone silver and wild, lavender grown up over its own borders, spilling across the path. It has had many springs out there alone. It kept growing the whole time. Nobody watered it, and it grew anyway, because lavender holds in salt air. She wrote that herself. The next keeper never found the tin. None of them found it. The logbook sat in front of it for years, and hand after hand reached past it for the official record, and the tin stayed where she left it, packed and ready, at the back of the shelf in the dark. You look at it open in your hands. Your grip, you notice, has gone soft around it. Not because you decided anything. The way a hand goes soft when the thing it holds does not need to be held tightly. You fold the cloth back over the lavender, the way she folded it. You leave the lid open, and you set the tin on the small table beside the lamp, in the light, where it can be seen. The beam goes out and comes back. The keeper wipes the glass. The room hums. The room is warm. The glass is clean. The light is turning. If you want words to rest on, take these. They are slow, and every one of them is true here. The stairs are worn smooth. Many people climb them. The cup is dented and clean and kept. The rail is smoothest where the hands held it. The garden has had many springs. The key is still in the tin. The lavender is still folded in the cloth. The tin is in the light now. The beam crosses the water. Across the water, someone sees it. The keeper wipes the glass in slow circles. The light goes out and comes. The boats are at anchor in the harbor. The watch is kept tonight, and you are not the one keeping it. It was burning before anyone arrived. It will be burning when you wake. You are in the lantern room, in the warmth, with nowhere else to be. The tin sits open on the table by the lamp. The logbook is closed on the shelf. Everything that was going to be found tonight has been found. The mechanism turns, low and even. It is the full sound tonight, the round, unworried sound the machinery makes when the oil is full. She wrote that down once, the difference between the sounds, and now you can hear what she heard, and tonight it is the good sound. The oil is full. The watch is supplied. Somewhere under your feet, the machinery does its slow work, and the great lamp swings its beam out over the dark water. Out and back. The fog she wrote about is not here tonight. The air over the water is clear, and the beam runs all the way out to where the dark takes it, the way it does on clear nights, the way she described. You know this light a little now, the way she knew it. Not 4 years of knowing, 1 night of it. It is enough to rest inside. The keeper has moved to the far windows now. The cloth moves in slow circles. Glass that is already clean, cleaned again, because that is the way of a watch. There is no hurry in this room. There has never been any hurry in this room. Your hands are resting heavier now. Wherever they are lying with their whole weight. They have held a great deal, your hands, and they are not holding anything right now, and nothing in this room needs to be held. The beam goes out and is gone a moment and comes back. The lavender is in the tin, folded in its cloth. The faint ghost of the scent is in the room now, very thin, the way a scent stays in a place where something was kept a long time. If you breathe slowly, it is there at the end of the breath. Then the breath goes out, longer than it came in, and the room hums on. Below, the sea moves against the base of the cliff, patient, rhythmic, a sound your body already knows how to sleep to. If the water goes very still later tonight, the beam will lay a second light on the surface, the way it did for her that summer night. 2 lights instead of 1. It happens whether anyone is at the window or not. In the garden at the east wall, the lavender is moving a little, the way plants move at night, settling and resettling. The walled square holds the warmth of the day in its stones and lets it go slowly into the dark. The stairs are dark and quiet, turning down through the stone. The lantern at the bottom is burning low beside the dented cup. The door is shut. The path is empty. Nothing out there needs anything tonight. Out and back. Before morning, the keeper will write tonight's entry in the logbook. Date, weather, beam confirmed. The same 3 things in her own steady hand on the page after 200 years of pages. The record will go on keeping what it keeps. The book will close. The shelf will hold it. And the tin will not go back into the shadow. It is on the table now, open, in the light, and that is where it stays. Your shoulders are down now, or mostly down, or further down than they were. They did it on their own. That is how it goes around this hour, when the room is warm and the sound is steady. Your breath has found its own pace too. In, easy. Out, a little longer. You are not doing it. It is just going, the way the lamp is just turning. The light goes out and comes back. Slower now. Everything in the room is slower now. Or maybe it is you. The lamp turns. The hum settles deeper into the floor, into the walls, into stone that has carried it through more winters than the record reaches. The tower holds the lamp, and the lamp turns, and that is the entire arrangement. It has always been enough. Down at the water's edge, the heron is still there, pale gray against the dark rocks, perfectly still, facing the open sea. It does not tend anything. It does not record anything. It stands where the light meets the water and watches the beam go. The beam crosses the heron and the rocks and the water, out and back. Across the bay, very small, the lights of the harbor, boats at their moorings, dark and gently moving, every one of them home for the night. Someone over there can see this light. They always have, all night, every night, in all weathers. And the water lies dark and quiet between. Tomorrow, or the day after, someone at the harbor will look across the water and note the beam in the old way, in whatever hand keeps that record now. Beam confirmed. The same words, hand after hand, year after year. It keeps going, not cruelly, just steadily. And there is a softness in lying inside something that steady, the way a child sleeps in a house where someone is still awake downstairs. The keeper banks the lamp wick where it needs banking, touches the brass where it needs touching, and settles onto the wooden chair by the south window, the chair worn pale where keepers have settled for generations of nights. Her breathing slows the way breathing slows in a chair like that, at an hour like this. The watch goes on whether the watcher moves or not. Keepers have slept in that chair for 200 years. The light never stopped turning. The tin is open on the table. The key, the cloth, the lavender, still folded the way she folded it, in the warm circle of the lamplight, where the next person to climb these stairs will see it first thing. In the garden at the east wall, far below, the lavender she planted moves a little in the night air, silver and overgrown and alive. The soil she carried up the cliff, bucket by bucket, is still doing what soil does. The wall she chose still breaks the wind. Your body is heavy in the good way now. The bed has it. The bed had it all along. The breath goes in, finds the last thin trace of lavender, and goes out, longer, like the tide. The light goes out and comes back. It will do that all night. It does not need watching. Out and back. The room is warm and the lamp is turning, and you are almost gone now, and that is exactly right. Before the room lets you go, it shows you one more time what is in it. Not new things, just the things, where they are. The logbook, closed on the shelf, holding its 200 years of weather. The keeper in her chair by the south window, awake, unhurried, keeping the watch the way the watch has always been kept. The heron at the water's edge, watching the light travel. And on the small table beside the lamp, in the warm amber light, the tin, open, the key inside it, the lavender folded in its cloth, the note in her quick spring handwriting, finally read. No one had opened it until tonight. It sat in the dark behind the record for all those years, and tonight a tired woman climbed the stairs looking for something and found it and set it in the light. You can come back here. The room keeps its hours all night, every night. The stairs will hold their hollows, and the cup will be on its step, and the rail will be smooth in the middle, and the tin will be where you left it, in the light, open. On hard nights, this is a place that knows how to hold a watch until morning. The watch does not end when you sleep. It just goes quiet with you. The beam goes out over the dark water and comes back and goes out. Somewhere below, the sea keeps its slow time against the cliff. Somewhere across the water, the harbor lights are small and steady. Somewhere in the walled garden, lavender is growing in the dark, the way it has every night for years, the way it will tonight, with no one watching and nothing required. Your hands are heavy, your breath is long. The bed is holding all of it now. One more thing, quietly, and then nothing else tonight. You came looking for your name. You found her instead. Sleep now. The light is still turning. Rest here as long as you need. The story has done its work. You don't have to hold it. You can let it go the way you let a breath go, completely, without watching where it goes. Soul Signal will be here when you return. There are more stories waiting, more nights like this one. Until then, may you dream in light, may you wake in grace, and may you always know you are the signal.